Hi there, I can see there's one person in the room with me. Feel free to pop in chat who you are and what your question is. How are you this evening? Is it Marnie or Man? Do I pronounce the E? I'm not sure. Are you, in fact, I wonder if I can give you permission to speak in here. I'm just going to try and give you permission just to speak, which might have sent you a thing to say I've invited you to be a presenter. And if that's popped up, just click on yes, and then you can turn your mic on and we can just have a chat. See how that works. Actually, it probably won't because I think it's playing through somewhere else, isn't it? Ignore me. Okay, so if you want to just pop into chat what you would like to know about, then we can go over anything from yesterday or the day, or Monday or last week or anything at all. So pop in chat what I can do to help you, and then we can go from there. It's a shame I can't invite you to speak because it would be much nicer just to chat with you. Awesome. And did they all manage to get into your same world? Okay, so hosting and sharing. So hosting is when you create a world or you have a world that you've opened up and you bring other people into it. So like you would if you were hosting dinner or you were, oh, I think you can speak. Excellent.
Oh, that worked.
Yay. Hi.
Hi. So do I do
Feel
my
free to
video?
turn the camera on if you want to too, and then I'm not all alone in here.
Okay. There we go.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Awesome. Hi. Yeah. So my name is, you were right when you said my name the first time. So I just had to play because I'm one of the people that's in the bubble at the moment at school.
Cool.
So I managed to get our licenses sorted only yesterday. So it took a bit of a while because our IT person from school, like I do all the IT at school, but the main guy that does it for the all the stuff behind and all the licenses
the
stuff.
techie stuff, sure.
Yeah, he only got back to me yesterday. So I managed to create 3 licenses for the kids that was in the class that I'm doing.
Cool.
Just to have a play with it. But unfortunately, we can only use iPads because we're Chrome school. So we've got a part of 10 iPads, which probably for a start is probably you don't want more than that in the class as well. Yeah. So I was just wondering, what is the difference between when you're hosting and when you're sharing your worlds? Like I just went into one that I did and I hosted it. So they all had the code that they share and they logged into it. Yeah. So what's the difference?
Yeah. So I guess if you think about if you were to host people into your home, you would have people come into your home and it would be your space that they would be in.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you share a world, that's more like if you make a world and then you export it and you give them the like I did with the world that I gave you guys. You can download it and open it up, but you're not in the same space.
Oh, I couldn't find that. Is that one of the emails you sent, or was it in a link on the site?
Well, I can just show you. It will be on the slides.
Okay, so I'll just go find the slides. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about the slides, how PowerPoint works when we get started tonight, because it's a bit different to Google Slides in that you have to present it to click on the clickable links. It's a bit of a trick.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's another layer to hosting. So if you're hosting your kids, that that works whether they're in the same space as you or not. Once they come into the same space, you can turn on classroom mode.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I tried that, but I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah. It takes a bit of getting used to that one. But on the slide, there's step by step. So if you can, next time you want to try that with your kids, just say to them, we're going to try this thing. I've got to follow these instructions.
Yeah.
And let's see how it goes.
Okay. Yeah.
And they'll really dig that, because all you do is you do exactly what you did today with, I'll run through it with you now, seeing as it's just us here anyway.
Yeah. But they're quite excited about it because, like I said, I've got no idea. And it was the weirdest thing. I use a program called 5D Planner, which is an online free planner. And I was sitting there, and the next minute I go, oh my gosh, it's got the same controls as Minecraft, because I couldn't walk through the house, and then I realized, it's the same as Minecraft, and they all just lost. There's 8 of them, and they all think I'm absolutely nuts.
Oh, they will be loving it so much that you're learning with them. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to go into any world. It doesn't matter which one, but before you go in, you can click on host, or you can do it once you're in there, obviously. So I'll start this one up. I won't be able to get anybody to join because
that's all right.
So if I just wherever you are, if you do a / command to bring up the chat bar.
Yep.
So this is one way we're communicating with Minecraft, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this today as well. So the / command tells it I want to do something. And if I start typing, you can see it predicts what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And then I hit the end. Oh, I'm really sorry. You have to have classroom mode running on your device first.
Yep. So I've got that open.
So I haven't.
Yeah. So it won't work.
I'll do that right now, though, because it shouldn't take long.
Because
it has to be logged in with the same account, because it's making a connection between the game and you.
Yeah.
So I'll just get that logged in.
It was funny because I was in it, and it was just dark because I haven't played it, and I thought, I don't want it dark. So I remember you said something about the chat bar, and I tapped the bat, and I went day or daylight or no night, and the next minute I managed. I went yay, and again looked at me funny. I said, don't worry, I've got it.
But it's so good, and I think that's one of the keys with this, is that it can be really frustrating when you're starting, but when you discover that stuff yourself, you're like, bingo. Because I remember being at the conference where I was learning all this stuff and just being so frustrated that they wouldn't give me the answers.
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me how I do that thing. And then I get why they didn't, because when you figure it out, it's like
it stays with you. Yeah.
That's right. And it feels really good to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to change how I'm sharing the screen, so you need to see classroom mode too.
And while you're thinking that, so the iPad also, because we're using iPads at school, I couldn't get them to get the camera to take a photo. So I couldn't remember what the controls things are on the iPad.
To use the camera in the inventory?
Yeah, on an iPad.
Okay. I'll have a look at that
later on. Yeah, that's something you can do later.
Yep. So you can see on the left-hand side of my screen the classroom mode dialog box.
Yes.
Yeah. So after my people are in the game, which is not going to happen today, what should work is just that / command.
Yeah.
But for some reason, sometimes it doesn't work. So that should make the connection.
Okay.
If it doesn't though, all you need to do is copy this
code,
this stuff here. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a copy button. So you just hit copy.
Yep.
Come back, hit T to open the chat bar. Come back, hit T to open the chat bar,
and
paste that in. And then that should check you.
Wow.
Yep. So that's connected. So it should work just by typing the / classroom mode. But
if not,
sometimes for me it does, and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
And then if you had people there in your game, you would see them on your map.
I'm so doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, totally.
Cool, awesome.
Oh, they will just love it. And the stuff I'm going to show you now, I think you'll be like, oh man, it's gonna blow their minds, because it's different to what they've done in Minecraft before.
Okay.
So I think it probably is, like, if they just play how most kids just play, they'll love it.
Still trying to get my head around the survival mode and creative mode. So what is they can do one in the one and they can't do some stuff in the other. So what would be the best for them to be?
Switch between them.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you've got kids who know survival mode, they might want to play in survival mode. So that's when they have to go and find all their things,
the clues and the tasks you've got to give them. Yeah,
they've got to go and find wood. So like when we're playing in creative, we can just get anything we want, but they have to gather that. They have to make sure they have a shelter if it's going to rain, or at night time when the wild animals and things come out.
So can you set that if you share your world or you're hosting, they cannot change to creative mode, or is that up to them what they do?
I'm just going to go in and make one and see what we can do. So just grab a template, create new. So here's where you can choose.
Yeah.
And then, so if, let's see what options we've got down here.
Yeah, that's visit and member. So
yeah,
I think it was member we clicked.
Yeah, it'd be members. Visitors can't do anything in your world.
Yeah.
Show coordinates, media spawn cheats, activate cheats.
Yeah.
I think if you turn this stuff off, you have that control. But I would actually imagine that I haven't dug too far into that.
Okay, yep.
But I would imagine that if you have these turned off and they're really clever, they can probably find a way to turn them back on.
Yeah. Because I said to the guys, I said, whatever you do, don't change anything. Find stuff, build stuff, but we're not breaking any stuff.
Yeah. So if you're hosting them, I imagine that should limit them.
Okay.
If they're making their own, then they can change everything they want. So here's where you can turn it so it's always on perfect weather.
Okay.
Or it's not destructive and player damage.
Yeah.
Immutable world means that they can't do anything.
Oh, okay. No, you don't want that.
Yeah, unless there's that's probably the next sort of series of this course, I suppose. We'll be looking at some of these.
Okay.
Because you can build some places in a world where they can build, even in a world where they should, you've got allow blocks and deny blocks too.
Okay. And then if you use something like the worlds we've downloaded that's already been created, can you go back and reset to original if they've done some stuff, or if I've done stuff and it's not working?
Oh, yeah. So, in my worlds here, you see I've got this blocks of grass.
Yes.
I'm going to show you some stuff in tonight that I just play in. It's my playground.
Yeah.
I just go in and try something in there. But if I want to start again with blocks of grass, I just go back to the create new.
Yep.
And it's just a template. So the blocks of grass one's a template.
Okay.
And that'll start a whole new one.
Okay. Cool.
And you can name them. So if I go back to my worlds.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So in settings, I can call this.
Whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
I might have to go into it more to do it.
Okay.
But you can call it so you know which one it is that you're working on.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's all good. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I'm the only one that's so keen. I don't know. I've been playing and and what was the other question? I should have written it down. Oh, I don't know. But so what happened is yesterday when I got the phone call, because they said something and I said, and I saw the number. I said, this is a guy. And I said, which guy? I said, this is a guy about the Minecraft licenses. And they all looked at me and I had this conversation and I had lunch and we went and I came back and I kept on talking and I put the phone down and they said, you look so serious. I said, yeah. He just said that we've got it. And they all went, yay!
Awesome.
So that was pretty exciting.
Oh, that's so cool. So cool. Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the coding ones tonight that are really good tutorials as well. Like that. Did you do the tutorial world?
Yes, I did. But I'm still so clumsy with it. Like I really.
Oh, me too.
I can't see it. Like the kids just naturally get it. It's the same with the robotics. We've got the Saphira bolts at school that we've been using now too.
Cool.
And they just get it. They just get it. Where I find it quite tricky, but it's all good. I'm getting there. So it's just pretty. Yeah.
How do your kids, is the Spheros for your whole school? That's one of our other tools that we do a lot of training with.
Okay, so what we've done, we've got what I taught them is what I know about it. It's just we bought the Cubico set through Office Max, and then we got the balls for the whole school. So we've got a set of 15. We went over the top. I went to the Board of Trustees and the PTA, and they went half. So it's $4,000. We've got the whole thing, the $15 ones with the charges and everything, but that comes in the whole box. So we got that, because it's just with 15. You can buddy up with a buddy, so two of you can work together. So we've been doing the coding online with the Chromebooks, and then I've just created one account. I just had room 14, which I'm in room 14, Kakapo. We just had one account, and we all sign into the same account, and they name their programs whatever they name them. So it just means we sign into the same account onto the iPad at the moment. So whatever we do, we can see each other's programming. So we're coding and do it on the Chromebooks. Then we take the iPads and use the iPads to test it. And because it's non-contact.
Are your Chromebooks quite new?
Yeah, we got them.
So you should be able to use your Chromebooks with the Sphero too. Run the program straight from there.
So can you connect them from the? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's an app. So you download the app onto the Chromebooks.
Oh, okay.
Sphero EDU. It looks the same as the iPad. Occasionally it glitches and it doesn't communicate so well with Sphero, but most of the time it's pretty good. And if the newer the Chromebooks, the better it is.
I'll try that. Yeah, we've got one lot we got in like November last year.
Cool. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that. So we've been doing that. So they're not allowed to touch because it's within our blocks that we've got our social distancing in the classroom. So they're programming the balls to go around the classroom. We've got all set up like that.
Nice.
So I'm the one walking around getting the balls out of corners, but that's what we've been doing with the programming. So they've got an iPad and a Chromebook. So I don't know. I'll try that.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And have you had a good look around the Sphero EDU website?
Yeah, but it's so like again because so do you guys do PD on that as well, or how does it all work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So we do training. So the company's using Technology Better.
Yep.
And we do technology training in schools and businesses. So we're partnered with Microsoft and Google and Apple and everybody.
Oh, okay.
We're also the only training partner for Sphero in Australasia. So we're their first training partner.
Wow.
So we've had training with those guys, and it's awesome. I love Sphero. So we do a lot of training with Sphero.
So I could
get somebody else who's joined us. Say hi in the chat. It's just two of us. So just pop a hi in the chat, and you can come and join us. We're working in some of the schools in Gore and in Invercargill already.
Oh, okay.
Do you have PLD funding in your school?
Yeah, I get because I'm the within school teacher as well. To put my alarm off. Sorry. I'm the within school teacher for us, as well as the digital technology for the Southland one, because I was nominated end of last year for all of that. So it's all pretty new and overwhelming for me. But yeah, any PD I'm keen, and my principal is very supportive.
Awesome. Let's have a chat.
I'll email you. I can email you details and stuff.
Yeah, because there's lots of options for how you can access us for training, whether it's through your school PD budget or through ministry PLD funding, which is kind of on hold at the moment, but we can definitely look into that. And we love Sphero.
Oh, cool. I just absolutely awesome. Yeah. So when we bought it, we thought we'll just buy the Cubico is the basic ones, and we use Scratch in our school anyway because we've just been doing it. And then we thought that the Sphero will be the next step because we thought the other ones in between might not be. Yeah. Is someone else joining us?
I love Scratch too. Yeah, I think there's somebody else in here.
They just got to click. What happened is the first time the block disappears, and then you've got to keep on clicking on whatever's there.
Yeah, but I can't invite them to the chat until they've commented because I can't see who it is.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Maybe I can in here. No, I can't see who's here until they comment. So maybe if you can hear us, guys, feel free to comment, and then we can bring you in for the chat.
Oh, okay.
Or just what you want to talk about in there.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting times and stuff. Yeah,
it's great, and we've been doing this for a while. It's Adrian, it's my colleague, who's one of the people who's joined us. Hi, Adrian, welcome. My co-host for the evening.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay.
Adrian's in Adelaide.
Oh, that's awesome.
He does lots of air training and things over there too. So Adrian, I don't know if you heard it, but we were just talking about Sphero. I can't add you as a presenter.
Okay.
So absolutely. And especially if you're in that in-school role, there's lots of ways we can support you with that as well.
Yeah. So I've been doing lots of stuff. I've been lots of stuff with the teachers with the Unplugged, the CSI Unplugged website, which has been really awesome for them to do it. Yeah, but some of them are ready for the next level. Yeah. So it's just really cool.
And there's so much you can do with Sphero as well.
I've got no idea. You see, I just thought of
little ones and big ones and everybody in between.
I saw and I thought, and I walked and I went, and we had PTA meeting on the Monday night, and they said, what do we want for the school? What does the teachers need? And the lady came on the Tuesday, and I looked at it and I thought, I know what we want for school. So we got to just whole
good choice.
Yeah.
Great choice. What we do find though is lots of schools buy them and spend that money, but don't access the training, and it's kind of one of those things that you can learn a bit on, but you really need someone to show you the full potential of it.
Exactly. It's like the Minecraft thing. We probably could have done the education all ourselves, but the PD that you guys giving us, and like, I didn't even know about the classroom mode, and that sort of makes it a little bit more, I guess for intermediate level, not as bad, but when you use the little ones, it just gives you a little bit more control on what they can and can't do. Yeah, and like that.
And I think understanding the potential of it all as well is pretty important.
Well, I showed, my son was sitting beside me the first workshop, the second workshop, and he discovered the periodic table because he's into science. So he's absolutely, like, he's been doing stuff with that, and so it's pretty
Has he been into the chemistry world yet?
Yeah, he sort of looked at it, but so he's been using my computer, and I'm thinking, I'm not even going there. I don't know what he's been doing. So
awesome. I just had a wee play on the iPad.
Okay.
And to place the block on the iPad, you just tap on the one that you want to use on the hotbar.
Yep.
And then you tap once to place.
Yep.
And to destroy it, you just hold down.
Oh, cool.
So place, tap once.
And hold to destroy.
And then hold down to destroy.
Okay. And then the camera will be the same. You'll just tap on the camera and put the camera there.
Yeah, so it should be.
And then you tap on the camera and it should take the photo.
Yeah. So a long press is like your left click.
Yep. And just a touch is your right click.
So I've just tapped to put it in here. I don't know if you can see that. And then if I tap it again. No.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I just held down on that and took a photo.
Oh, so it's a long click to hold. Okay, cool. All right.
I think so.
Awesome.
Have a play, but it's either a tap or a long push. Okay. You'll either destroy it or you'll take a photo. Oh, here he is. Hi, Adrian.
Yeah. Oh, there's more people now as well, Laura. There's about 6 people.
There is.
I can pop off if you want to, whatever's easier.
Yeah, cool. All right, we might do that, and then we'll be ready to kick off.
Okay. Do I do anything? Or do I just sit back?
Let me see if I take away the presenter. Return as attendee, I think. There we go. Hi, Adrian. I can't hear you. I can see you. Oh, no. And hi, everybody rolling in. If you were here early with questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. There was just Marnie and I before, so we decided to turn our cameras on and have a conversation. You see the delightful Adrian's here this evening too, just hanging out. So, any questions, anything you want me to go over from the last session, pop it into chat and we can do that. We've still got about 8 minutes till we kick off for the next one. How are you this evening, Adrian?
I am good.
What is the time there? 4 o'clock?
About 4 o'clock. How do I mark a thing as a question? Let's have a look. In the chat there. I've got a dot that marks it as a chat, marks it as an answer, mark it as a chat. Oh.
Maybe when you're in the backstage bit.
Admin control.
So everybody who's joining us right now, because we are live, what you're seeing is how we in the industry figure things out. We jump on a call and we push all the buttons.
There's a Q&A one at the back. Yeah.
Is it warm in Aussie? Is it warm in
No,
Adelaide?
it's cold. No, it's
what
cold.
do you mean by cold? Because we're in the South Island of New Zealand and we don't actually believe that you know what you're talking about.
No, actually, it's probably 16, 18 degrees. Went for a bike ride today. It's about 22. That was lovely. It's just starting to get
quite
a
warm.
bit cold. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Quite nice. I will work it out, Lara. I've got the question there.
Yeah, look, and if that doesn't work, don't worry about it. Just even mark them as an answer. Yep. Emma says 18. Where are you, Emma? We're going down to a low of 4 tonight, according to my app.
Wow. Oh, it's a question. So Marty brought it in as a question. There you go.
Put it in as a question herself. Cool.
Very good.
It's good. I thought Sam was doing that magical stuff the other night, but these guys are cluing on as to how this all works.
I've got my Minecraft on another computer, and I've got my Microsoft Teams on another computer over here. And
Jamie, you were in shorts and a t-shirt and no towel. That's gorgeous. Well done.
Beautiful day, Southland. Wow.
It was nice here too, but it was cold. And Emma's in South Australia.
I've only got one of my little headphones working at the moment. It's very annoying.
That is annoying.
I might mute myself and fiddle.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Nice in Hamilton, slight chill, where you're a bit more north than us. If you've got any questions, guys, we've still got 5 minutes. So if you want me to go over anything from last time, really happy to do that with this time. Right, so from your end, you can change it to be marked as a question. Cool. How did you all who are here get on with using the NPCs or the chalkboards or doing any building? There's a bit of a delay from when I ask the question to when you hear it, so that's why I have weird, awkward silence in between waiting for answers to pop up. Awesome. Well done, Janine. That's great to hear. Awesome. You got an NPC with a link. Perfect. Yeah, time to play. I was thinking about that. I had a look at some of the feedback and I was thinking, yeah, a bit more distance between these two sessions might have been quite good. With non-player characters, when you create them and include a dialogue, it will not pop up as instructions just for your kids. Do you mean, Andrew, that they're able to edit it? If that's what you mean, like when they click on it, if it gives them the editing access to that board, they're on World Builder and they need to switch World Builder to false, which is /ability World Builder false, I think. That's in the session notes from last time. So some of those things you have to be a world builder to do, and some of them you don't. And that's the chalkboards are one of them. And then you can also lock them and unlock them too. Feel free, guys, to throw a thing you did or a thought in the chat there. We've got a few minutes before we kick off and a few people still to come in. So the dialogue box for the NPCs will only pop up when the NPC has been right-clicked in the game, secondary clicked in the game. So that dialogue box is hidden until you interact with the NPC. Awesome, got ya. How come you have version? Adam, I don't know. That was just the one that I downloaded from the website, and it might be because I'm on a Mac. So it might be that it's a newer version for Mac if you're on a PC. Although I don't think that's right either, because my colleagues had the same version as I did as well, and they were all on different devices. Pass on that one. The version thing confuses me sometimes as well. The link in your email was wrong. Okay, so I think I have it here, so I can chuck it on the Facebook page at least. How did you find the right one, Grace? I'm going to jump into Facebook, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Link from the original booking email. Okay. All right. Hopefully people will pick up that one I've just put in. Awesome. Right. So cool. It seems like you guys are figuring it out. Initial emails when you signed up to the webinar. All right. I will double check that for next Monday. All right, so Adrian's version is a 0.60 on a PC. Yep. That's a bit of a trick, isn't it?
So it must be two versions, one for a PC, one for a Mac.
Yes, but I got Donna and Carla and Mark into the same one, and Mark would have been on a PC. No, he wouldn't have. He would have been on a Mac too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's these sorts of little details and things, guys, that it can be tricky to get started with, but you kind of get there in the end. And also with those sorts of version things, or if you're not being able to get the same version as your students, then you probably want to reach out to Microsoft for that one as well, because that's something that they'll understand more than we will. Kate's had a large G&T about half an hour ago. Love it, Kate. You're well prepared. Have you got another one with you? Steady the nerves.
You're going to need another one, aren't you, really?
Yeah. I think they're all a bit terrified after Monday, Adrian. It was a bit of a step from last week on Monday. This is sort of an equal step, everybody, so you should be okay.
Oh, I don't think it's that much of a step. I played around this afternoon with some of the stuff that you're talking about, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. So we definitely don't have everybody here, which is a little bit of a concern. Adrian, would you mind just flicking Julia an email and seeing if somebody on the 18 can ping the right link out to everybody for me? Yep. And I'm going to boot you from being a presenter unless you can bring yourself.
I'll turn my camera off and everything, and I'll just disappear into the void. Bye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye now. Okay. So let's get started this evening, and hopefully more people will be rolling in as they get that link. So yeah, apologies if it wasn't the right one. Natalie, you're here. That's awesome. Just going to let Adrian know I've kicked him off as his presenter. Okay, all right. Hi, Anna. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Two Natalies. Hi, Sue. Hi, Kate. Hi, Adam. Right, cool. Great to have you all back, guys. I do hope that there's some who might be lost somewhere, because we've only got 66 of you, and we had 140 on Monday. So I hope I haven't scared anybody away. Right, so yeah, problem with the link. Hopefully everyone will get here in a minute. I might just pause for another minute or two while that message goes out. Actually, I'll start, because a lot of it is kind of a recap, get our heads in the right space as we move forward. So yeah, if you missed a session, don't worry. Some of the stuff that we do tonight may feel like a bit of a stretch, but Monday was a stretch for a lot of people anyway. So no drama, it will be all good. So let me start sharing my screen with you and we will get into it. A little bit of housekeeping first. Still got our numbers rolling up, so that's awesome. Just gonna do my stand desk. Cool, Sarah's made it on through Facebook. That's great. Okay. Yeah, cool. Sorry about that, guys. Sounds like we got the wrong link to you in one of those messages. So I'll double check all of that before next week's sessions too. Okay, so this evening we are looking at computational thinking and coding in Minecraft. So I know the New Zealand curriculum really, really well. I know some aspects of the Australian curriculum, but across all of them, there's a really strong emphasis on computational thinking. So tonight we're going to think about what that means. I'm going to look at some of the coding aspects within Minecraft. If you've never done any coding before, don't worry. Some of this will go probably beyond what you would maybe take in tonight, but remember, you can always come back to this. So my picture this evening for Howard, if he's here, is of just up the river a little bit from Monday's autumn Queenstown photo, because like I said, Howard's been missing his annual trip down to Queenstown. So I'll try and get a new picture for him each time. That is pretty gorgeous at this point. So we're up to the 4th session. If you've joined us for all of them, that's fantastic. If you're new to it this evening, please don't worry. You'll be able to get access to the other recordings too. Next week on Monday, I have the delightful Paul Hamilton, who's another one of our one of my Aussie colleagues, joining us to talk about 3D and AR VR. So that's going to be really cool. He's a real guru in that area of AR VR and bringing that to life. And then on the Wednesday, a New Zealand special, really making some strong links to New Zealand curriculum and taking a good look at the Ngā Motu world, which is phenomenal. Again, if you're joining us, we've got some freebies. I won't read that out to you again because we know. The Facebook page, I had a little look this afternoon and there's so many things on there that really made me smile. Just hearing about you guys with your bubbles in school having a really good time and having a laugh is so brilliant. It's so cool to read and it's making such a difference for you and your kids, and they will be loving you for it. So thank you for being here. Thanks for putting yourself out of your comfort zone. And I promise we can do some more of that comfort zone extension this evening. All right, so again, I will ask you again at the end, please, to fill in the feedback. And there's been some good numbers feedback on the survey in terms of people doing that after the sessions, but I'd love to see some more people doing the Flipgrid too. Again, those are the things that we've been asked by Microsoft to do that mean that this is free for you guys. So please take the time to do that if you can. All right, welcome guys that are just dropping in now. I apologise that you had the wrong link from some of them. So I apologise for that. You're here now and hopefully the others will get here too. We've got our team working on making sure they've got the link and it's on the Facebook page too. Emma, if the Facebook group is rocking, we'll just let it go. We'll just let it keep going. So if you guys are using it as a community, go for it. I may not be in there as much, but definitely the idea of it is to build a community for you guys. So no sound. I think my sound's going through in other places. So check your connection and check what you've got going on your keyboard. All right, I'm going to jump out of the questions now and let's kick off. So today we're going to look at using code to automate processes in Minecraft. We're going to put your agent to work. We're going to we're going to develop problem-solving skills and find authentic ways to bring purposeful coding to your classroom. And we're also going to be delighted and frustrated, but mostly delighted. So this evening, the two things I want to focus on talking to you about before we kick in is digital literacy and fluency and computational thinking and what they are. We've talked about 21st century skills. And again, I want you to keep them at the forefront of your mind as in what skills you're using or practicing using. And I love some of the Flipgrid responses to this of people who recognise that they probably needed to practice a few more of them during some of their training sessions. So you keeping in mind 21st century skills, your curriculum, your community and your students, your expertise and knowledge of your students and your community and your curriculum, and how this could link to that. If you're joining us for the first time tonight, this is just kind of getting ourselves in the right headspace for this. And one of the things that we've talked about each night is the learning pit. And I love that a lot of you are recognizing that in your feedback and in your Facebook posts, that you really are feeling like you're in the pit, but you're loving it because you know that that's where the learning is. And it's good to be a teacher. So tonight, I want you to also think of maybe discussing what learning is and using the learning pit as a metaphor has been helpful for you when you're working on something challenging, and how you might be able to bring the learning pit as an idea to your students. I used it with my students every year. I taught year 7 and 8 the last few years that I was teaching, and we would create a poster about it, a big poster about it together with collage, and often during any sort of session where they were struggling, particularly maths, and they'd get frustrated and you could see that, and I could say, hey, how's the learning pit going for you? And it became a bit of a joke in my classes, and the students got to know that that is what learning feels like. And it was a good turning point for a lot of those students who struggled with frustration leading to anger issues and just giving up. So consider how you might be able to bring this into your classroom with your students as well. All right, so digital technologies and e-learning. If we were together right now, I'd be asking you to tell me what the difference is between these two. Here in New Zealand, we've had a page on TKI called e-learning for a really long time. We now have a digital technologies curriculum that is kicked into gear for all schools this year. So what's the big deal and what's the difference? Put simply, e-learning is learning using computers. So I could be learning Spanish using an app on my phone, and that would be e-learning. I could be doing an online course about anything other than computers, and that would be e-learning, using a computer or a device to learn from. Whereas digital technologies is about learning to be a creator in the digital world. So we can look at it as e-learning is learning with computers. Digital technologies is learning about technology. So computational thinking, and here in New Zealand, this is one of the strands of our digital technologies curriculum. And we can break it into 4 parts. It's all about logical process thinking to break down big problems into small problems. And we do this all the time anyway. We just have some big words put on the top of it. Computational thinking. Thinking in a way that is logical and breaks things down. The first step is decomposition. Break down the problem into smaller pieces. Pattern recognition. Do any of these pieces repeat? Is there anything that's similar about them? Or even can we connect them to prior knowledge, connecting them to things that we already know? Abstraction is where you can look at all the things that are maybe in front of you that you don't need, or sort them into the things that are useful for whatever you're trying to do, and maybe not useful for right now. Maybe it's not necessary for right now until you get the first problem sorted. And then our algorithm is how we solve it. So what steps are we taking to solve this? So if you think about making a peanut butter sandwich, and there's a really cool, I'll put it on the slides actually, there's a cool video of an American dad with his 2 kids at home, and he gets them to write instructions for making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it's all silly, like they say, get the bread, so he gets a loaf of bread. Put the peanut butter on top of it, so he puts the jar on top of it, and so on. And it's about getting those instructions right and in the right order. Okay, cool. So I'm just checking back that I'm still connected and everybody's going okay. I think we're okay. All right. Yeah, Lisa, if you've just joined us, yes, we must have sent you the wrong link somewhere. So apologies for that. We're just getting started though, so you're all good. So computational thinking and coding. Coding is a part of computational thinking that falls into computer science. Computational thinking isn't all about coding, but it is a part. So keep that in mind. And it's a really fun part. It's also a really great part because it connects to a lot of where coding already exists in our world. So what we've got here, just some Egyptian hieroglyphs. We've got Morse code. This is the sort of coding you might be thinking of. Don't panic. I'm not going to make you do that today. Smoke signals were a way of coding, a way of communicating. You've got Braille. This is the Enigma machine that was used during wars to send secret messages. Emojis are just another type of communication of coding. They have different meanings behind the symbol that we have. And then a lot of you may be familiar with Scratch, which uses block-based coding. which is a really great user-friendly way to get to know what coding is, because you can kind of almost read the blocks like a sentence. And that's the type of coding we're going to be doing this evening. So don't freak out. It's not going to be this one, script-based coding. It's going to be block-based coding, unless you want to do script-based, because you can as well. So coding is just a way of communicating. And tonight we are going to be communicating with the Minecraft world. So we have to make sure that what we are saying or putting out there is understood by the computer. We need to be speaking the same language. So I wanted to talk about Yoda for a moment, because Yoda speaks in English, but it's often broken English. Now, if you are a real Star Wars person out there and I say anything wrong about Yoda, I'm okay with that. You don't need to tell me. So I just said he spoke English, and then I freaked out that some Star Wars fan was going to call me on that, and I don't know. But anyway, the words he speaks, we can make sense of them, even though they're not grammatically correct in the order that we would expect them to be in English. The same thing happens when we speak to somebody who's learning English as a second language. Often their sentence structure won't be quite right. And it's because English is crazy, and we have rules that aren't rules. We have structure that can be broken but can't be broken. So it's a really difficult language to learn. But because we are humans and we have beautiful human brains and we have compassion and empathy, we can take what they're saying and figure it out. We can apply it to other contexts, and we can think about what the conversation is that we're having with them, and we can figure it out. Computers don't do that. They don't have a beautiful human brain. So what you tell them and the order you tell them is what they will do. So tonight you're going to experience coding, and you're likely to have times where you put something in that you think is right and it does something that you didn't expect. This is where we come back to the learning pit and those 21st century skills. So just remember Yoda, hold Yoda in your head. This is a little video I'm going to play for you of me needing to channel my inner Yoda yesterday while I was trying to get back in and do some more coding. So hopefully it'll play okay and you'll hear it. If not, it's very short and you better watch it later. Oh, is it going to load? This is what happened. I must have got some things wrong, because look, my Ethereum doesn't seem to be Ethereum closed. I think it's having some pretty bad time with my Wi-Fi. It's a real shame. So that's the room here, raining. All right, so hopefully that played okay. Sometimes playing a video through a presentation tool isn't great, but you can see there that I thought my code was sweet, and then I went in and it was not. So I had to go through and fix that. And that was, as soon as I realized what I've done, I was like, I get it now. Okay, so just keeping that in mind, that you are likely to have to go back and fix up errors in your bug, which we call debugging. Welcome, Eileen. Sorry, yes, we had sent the wrong link, so apologies for that. The platform we're going to use to code, and you at this point you don't know where this is or how to get to this, so please don't worry. You don't need to Google anything. So the program we're going to use is called MakeCode, and if you've used Microbits, it's the same setup as that, and it looks a lot like Scratch. The key thing to remember tonight is that this on-chat command and then this variable here, this is going to be one that you're going to use. And this means that when you push open to open the chat bar with your T and you type something in there, that is the chat command. And what we call this part, which is currently jump, is the word that you would type in to make the action happen. And these are all the types of drawers that you can open to pull things out in. Again, if this isn't making sense yet, don't worry. Minecraft is one of those things that it's quite tricky to train, because until you've seen it, some of this doesn't make sense. So stay with me. Okay, so I want to ask you, and I'm going to get you to type your answers in. What do you think these blocks of code do? So this is for people who've done a little bit of coding before, but it says on check command, and then I've blocked out what I called this one. But this is going to make my agent, who's my little robot that I can program, repeat this 4 times. So if you think you know what that is, what you think would happen, my little robot, just imagine I've got a robot. This is the program that I give it to do. What do you think that's going to do? Oh, and I'm down in the chat. So let me move back up. Ah, you guys are too clever. Oh, sorry, the sound was bad on that other one. My bad. Okay. Yes, good. Right. It's a square. So that's right. So that one is a square. So what about this one over here? So this time I've asked the agent to do one more thing. I've added another line of code in. Moving a square, square, yep, awesome. So what about the one on the right? What's different and what might happen? What might happen there? And it's okay if you don't know because it's quite different. He's still going to go in a square, but he's going to be placing something as he goes. And I'll give you a little bit of a look at that in a moment. So I'm going to show you now, I'm going to jump into Code Builder. You don't need to do this with me because I'm going to show you what is on the screen. And then I'm going to give you 15 minutes to go and have a go. Okay, so stay with me, everybody. I'll just get my Minecraft up and running. Yeah, place a block. That's awesome. He's going to place a block. So if I give him a block that's a fence block, he's going to place that fence block and build a fence in the shape of a square. If you don't get that, that's okay. Again, that was going a little bit further to then take a step back. So tonight, we're not going to be in the same world because we aren't all on the same domain as we've discussed, but I do want you to choose the same world that I'm going to choose when I go in now. So I'm going to go to Create New, Templates, and this is all on that slide, so you don't need to worry. And I'm going to go to Blocks of Grass, and I'm going to say Create New. Or just play, actually. Just play will be fine. So we'll go play. And that opens it up. James, yes. What I'll get you to do, James, if you can, Adrian, if you could please flick James a login in the chat if you are there, Adrian. That would be awesome if you could do that. And James, it will just come through in the chat unless you can private comment to Adrian, who's my colleague who's our co-pilot this evening. All right, so I'm just going to jump into the game. Now, to bring up what's called Code Builder, which is where we can code alongside the game, all I have to do is actually type C. Okay, so when I type C, you can see it's given me a split screen. Now, only about maybe 6 months ago, you had to download Code Builder separately. And then you had to, like classroom mode, open it up and have them running at the same time. It's now inbuilt in the game, which is fantastic. So sometimes if you're looking at Minecraft tutorials, you might see, I'm just actually going to close that and mute the whole game because I can hear the animals making noises, which is not really what I want. Where's my sounds? There we go. So if you're looking at any tutorials or anything that says you need to download it, you don't. You just click on C on your keyboard and it opens it up. On the iPad, it's along the top bar and it looks like your agent, it looks like a little robot. So what's amazing about this is that there's these tutorials and they take you step by step by step. The first one I'm going to show you is really fast and easy, and this is the billboard. So for some of you that wanted giant letters, this is the one that we can use to make giant letters. So billboard, I'll do this one first, and then I'm going to show you another one to have a go at that's really cool. And you say, okay. And you can see along the top, it's telling you what to do. Put in on chat command and rename it to print. Done. Next. Place a print inside on chat command and use your name as the text. Okay, so green, blocks, print. Now, when you're doing a tutorial, you only see the categories of blocks that you need for the tutorial. There's a whole lot more than this, but the tutorials keep it really simple. So instead of hello, I'm going to write Lara is cool. because nobody can stop me. And I want it to be made with, sorry, I'll do the next step. I'm jumping the gun. Go to Minecraft, change the block from grass to TNT. I'm actually going to make it magenta wool. And then I'm going to go to Minecraft and I'm going to type. I bring up the command bar with the T and I'm going to type print and hit enter. Whoa, if I move back, oops, I've deleted one, and I'm on the wrong side of it. But there it is, okay? So if I went to the other side of that, and remember you can fly, and flying is quite a fun way to see the world. So for me on the keyboard, flying was spacebar twice. Tap once and then hold down again, and it's just done all that writing out there for me. Okay, so the one that I want you to try, though, is a little more complex than that. So if you're feeling like that's your limit this evening, that's totally cool. But, apologies, mine was already in. So yours is going to ask you to choose how you want to code. This is the block coding, the first one. This one allows you to do a whole lot more, but it's much more advanced. Okay, that's Tinker. This is Make Code. Definitely start a Make Code if you're new to this. And I want you to try Chicken Rain. So when you do the Chicken Rain one, what you're going to try and do is get chickens to rain from the sky above you. Absolutely pointless, but glorious and delightful. Okay. Once you've got the chickens going, you'll probably then think, what else can it rain on me? And go and have a go. While you're working on that, I really want you to think about the 21st century skills, the computational thinking, those 4 steps. So decomposition, pattern recognition, abstraction, so forgetting about the things you don't need to worry about, and then the algorithm. And what you're building is the algorithm. Okay, so if you've accidentally selected Tinker, you couldn't see the code box. Yeah, I'll redo it for sure. I'll just show you this slide here. And if you want to take a screenshot of the slide, you're very welcome to. Okay. So did you see the Minecraft world but not the code screen? I'm guessing that's what's happened. Yep. All right. Okay. It didn't pick that one up as the same window. Sorry, guys. I shall do that again. I'm just going to do my entire screen. And it'll look a bit ugly for a second, but I will make it big. Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. I will start that again. So when I'm ready to open Code Builder, all I need to do is click on C. I'm just going to pause and check that you can see that. Can you tell me if you are seeing like a split screen on the right-hand side? It's got Code Builder and then my world's still in behind that. I'll just wait for that to pop through. I'm thinking you are. Yes, great. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Right, rolling on. So that has opened Code Builder on the side. I'm just going to go back with this button here to the main menu. And from here you can choose. So that was a button just up here that had like lines, okay, main menu. So I'm going to choose Make Code. These are the tutorials. And the first one I did with the giant letters is super easy. So I'll show you that again. You just scroll along the tutorials till you find what you want. Where did it go to? Billboard. There it is, Billboard. Click. And you can choose what you want to code with, but we're going to start with blocks. And it takes you step by step through. So put in an on chat command and rename it to print. So that's already there for you. Rename it. So this is the word that you're going to use to start this process. Next, place a print inside on chat command. So that's this block here. And this is where I was saying, and I'm sorry you couldn't see it the first time, normally you'd have a whole lot more categories down here, a bit like Scratch, but in the tutorials, it only shows you the ones that you're going to need for that tutorial. Okay, print Lara, and I'm not going to use blocks of grass or TNT. I'm going to use my pink wall again. And this is where it's going to build it. Okay, so X, Y, Z coordinates, where it's going to start building. and in which direction it's going to start building. You can leave it as that. Come back into your Minecraft, and there's the original one I did. I'll do another one now. So, sorry, my chat command, bring up my chat box and write print. And it's printed it. And now I'll just move back so we can see. And it's printed it nice and big. If I tried to build that myself, that would take a really long time, which is why we can use that code to automate the process. I'm going to bring back the code builder now. Exit tutorial will take you back to the make code home screen. And this is the one that if you don't do it tonight, that's cool. And we may not have too much time actually in it, but this is definitely a fun one to try. And for those of you who are working with your bubbles at school already on this is an awesome one to have a go at. So you rename it to chicken and you click on the next one, okay? Pay attention to what this says. This coordinate, so in mobs, and it says spawn, but it's the same color as the mobs category, so you know to grab it there. You change it to, this is the relative player to the position, so this will let the animal fall right above me. These little lines are not negatives, so sometimes you will see a negative in there too. So I want it to start from 10 above me. So I'm going to change this one to 10. These are variables, the things that we can change. And then let's see what happens. I will go back to Minecraft and I will grab me a chicken. So I should have, when I do T to bring up the chat bar, chicken, one chicken should fall from 10 blocks above me. And I think it has, there it is. Okay, so there's my chicken. So then what I do is I go back and I change this to loop, as it tells you what to do. And you're going to put a repeat loop. And 4 times, no way, let's get 100 chickens. And in fact, I might change that to, I really like the ocelots. I don't know why. There it is. Okay, and I'll go back into my code, my world, sorry, type T to bring up the chat box and print, not print, that's the wrong one, chicken. The keyword was still chicken, even though I changed it to ocelots. And here they all are, 100 ocelots, all ready to play. And some of them are babies, which is, again, delightful. So let me jump back out and check in with you guys. You all saw that one. To bring up the chat box, T. Okay, so to bring up the chat box, you're going to hit T. Code Builder, Kathy, don't hit the slash, just click T on your keyboard and then try C then. Okay. Apologies, those of you who are just joining us. I know we had the wrong link. I'm really sorry. You will have the recording though. TYT, I think because C is for code and T is up near the control keys, W, A, S, and D. I'm just going to start this timer and I'm not going to be able to give you 15 minutes, but play. If that's not working, stay chatting and I will show you what I can. Try and help you if it's not working. Vaughan says Code Builder is V, not C on a PC. There you go. I feel like I've used C on my PC as well, but that's all good. If you can get the Code Builder to open, we're winning. Let's just do 10 minutes. Play with any of those other tutorials too. You're in your blocks of grass, so spread out, try and fly, do whatever you like. We'll do 10 minutes. I'll put the timer on. We'll stop when it gets to 5. No, I'll just speed it up. What am I thinking? Here we go. 10 minutes there. I'm just going to put that back onto that slide. So Vaughan, yours might be that you've changed your controls because the default controls are usually the same for everybody. So if you wanted to change it, Vaughan, or you wanted to check that, you would just go back into settings and go to the keyboard mouse controls and see what they're set to. Awesome. Don't forget to take photos with the amazing things you've built using the camera and the portfolio. You'll notice that if you're in a different world, you get a whole new portfolio, so it's not building up across all the worlds. Yeah, I think that some of your settings might be different for some reason on some of them. it should be C to open the code builder, but not /C. The slash is telling it that you're putting a program in. Kylie, it's floating. If you go back and it'll be because of what the block for print is set at. Or you could go in and change those coordinates and see if you can get it to change where it starts printing. If you're stuck, do feel free to put it in the chat. Brian, change the name and added TNT, but no name. So if you go back to your world now and click on T to open the chat bar, and then type in whatever word you put in to start that chat command running, then that should work. Grace, the coordinates, when they've got that little wavy line before the variable that you put in, that means relative to you as a player in the world. Natalie, little man is showing can't get into any blocks. So if you hit T on the keyboard and then C, what happens then? Don't put a slash in, just do T to bring up the chat bar and then C. Yes, I will open my code back up for you. Although, did I finish it? I did finish it. Okay, so resume game, C. So that's the basic, that's it. At basic starting 10 above me. Just to mix it up, I might bring a few other animals in as well. So play around with it, see what you can do. Wow. Don't forget to fly up and have a look at them all too. And you can see that because they're still falling, they're falling from where I am at the time. Some of them didn't look like they survived the fall either. Okay, Natalie, I'm just going to show you how to get into your settings and see if it's been changed. Are you on an iPad or a computer, and what type of computer are you on? Yes, Emily, if you do this in a world you're with other people, absolutely, they'll see everything that's going on. And you can see now that your creatures or whatever you've used are moving around in the world too. I'm just going to add a picture of my code to the slide. I've kind of added more to mine. So it's doing more than what it was asked to do, but you should get the idea. It's just loading. Here we go. Okay, so you're on a MacBook. Let me show you how to get into the settings in Minecraft, and you can see if your settings are different to what the default usually are, which is a bit odd if they are, but we'll check. Okay, so back in the game, escape, and then settings, keyboard and mouse. Let me just make sure. Okay, so you can see here when I've scrolled down that the button on my keyboard beside Code Builder is C. Let me jump back out and see if that's been of any use to you at all. And settings Code Builder is not highlighted. Natalie, just when you're in the world, just see if you have World Builder status. So I've just put a command in the chat here. If you copy that and put it into if you open a chat with T and pop that in, you may have more luck. Otherwise, we might have to just hang out for a minute afterwards and I can have a look at your screen, because we'll keep moving, everybody. Do remember that that's all there and available for you to come back to, but I want to show you what the little agent dude can do as well and give you some ways that you can practice that too. Okay, again, sorry if you didn't get there and it's a bit frustrating, I understand. We will try and figure out what those issues are later on. Yeah, I think you will need to have World Builder status to do this, possibly to bring up the chat. I haven't tried it without, but that would be one thing I would try. I think Blocks of Grass is usually set as that, but whatever settings you do in a world, and then you share it with your students, and we'll start with that. Interesting, Tim. Are you using an account that we gave you, or are you using your own Microsoft account? Natalie, I'll hang on with you afterwards and we'll see if you can share your screen and I'll see what I can do to help. I'll keep going. Tim, the reason why I've asked if you are using one of our accounts is because if we've given you a student one, that could be a thing. So I'll look into that and see if that could be an issue. That might be why it's not starting as World Builder. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so your agent. Your agent is a little robot that you can get to do things for you. You can get it to build, to farm, to take care of things. If you remember, there's a couple of different versions of Minecraft. Even within the education one, there's a couple of different world types, if you will. So you've got survival and you've got creative and you've got adventure too. When you do survival, you need to do things to stay alive, like getting food, like building shelters, like keeping yourself safe. And the agent is something that you can program to do that. We're not looking at survival mode right now because I want to show you lots of these things, but you might want to go and play in survival mode one day and experience what that's like to actually be able to die in there if you don't organize yourself well enough. So with the Code Builder, there's two ways that you can explore, with the agent, there's two ways, well, there's many ways, but the two ways that I want to give you to explore this, one is using the Code Builder tutorial we've just been in. So I'm going to show you that first. And it's just, all it is that there's some, change my screen again. All it is that there are tutorials for using your agent. So I'll go back into the game and I might just escape from all these. So I love the blocks of grass. You can kind of just go and find your own space. So I'm just flying and then I'll just drop myself by double tapping on the space bar. Okay, so C to open the Code Builder. I'll go back to the menu. Go back into Make Code. And in the tutorials, as you scroll along, you'll find Agent Moves and agent build. Okay, it's annoying they're right beside each other there, and I can't show you them both at the same time or at all. So let's get to agent moves, which is the first one that shows you how to, oh, it's really not liking that, is it? Maybe I'll stretch that one out. Ah, frustrating. I'll go right back and then get to it from there. You'll notice at the top, my projects are being saved there, so I can come back in and use them again. So I'm going to do agent moves, and this is like the code that I showed you for how we get the agent to move and do things. So insert on chat command and rename it to TP, and that's for teleport. Okay, and we're going to put an agent teleport to player inside the on chat command. Okay, this is going to let you bring your agent to you. Some of you, your agent's already there. You can use the command you've already created, or you can use one that's just summon agent. I'll use the one that I've just put there. So all I do is type TP, hit enter, and he's actually exactly where I am. So sometimes it can feel a bit confusing, but his name is there. And he faces in the direction, so you want to make sure you know which way he's facing, because he'll go the way he's facing for going forward. So we'll open that back up. Next, put another on chat command in. So we're going to give it another instruction. This is going to be FD for forward. And then on agent moves, move forward by 5. So I'm just matching what's going on up here. And a little clue, guys, is if you're not sure what it should look like, you can click on the little agent icon here and it will show you what you should have. So now I've got 2 different commands. If I go back into my game, and if I do, here he goes. So this is your first moves into programming your agent to do things with, sorry, I thought I was on full screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry. Right, resume game. Move away from him. So C, bring it up. I'll go right back to the start. So this one was like this, okay? And the instructions are here. So it said to rename that to TP, done. Next, agent, teleport to player. Okay, so it was the first one I did. I'm going to show you that when I go back and I'll build the second lot of code first. So it's going to tell me to do it now. Player, another one. This one we'll call forward, and agent move forward by, and I'm going to change my variable to 5. Now, if you're not sure if that's right, this is what I was saying, click on this guy and he'll show you what you should have, okay? So then we'll go back into the game and I will bring my agent to me. There he is, or she, I'm not sure. And I'll do T to bring up the chat and FD, which was what I'd programmed it to do, and he's going forward by 5. Okay, so this tutorial is a really good starting point with your agent. The next one shows you how to get your agent to build. Okay, so that's like the code where you then give the agent something to build with. And there's a bit of a trick with that one, which I want to talk to you about, but I also want to give you a chance just to get that agent moving with that tutorial. So if you're in, wonderful. If you're not, hang in there or keep trying and put into the chat what's going on. Because what I'd like you to do is try that agent moves tutorial. It will show you step by step what to do. So you're going to open Code Builder. You're going to go along in the tutorials until you see agent moves, and then you're just going to follow those instructions. If you've never done any block coding before, this may be your stretch point for today. If so, jump back in and get some more chickens raining. Okay, remember this is being recorded so you can come back to it. But if you want to see if you can get your agent moving for you, and then the next step is building that fence for you, I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes and then we'll start to wrap it up. So just have a quick go, see if you can get it to move. I can only get the broken down man as well. So Karen, I'm not sure what you mean there. Again, I think if we're having any issues, when we wrap up this session, I'm really happy to stick around and try with people who aren't getting in successfully to that code builder to try and problem solve that when we can share some screens. It's just a little bit difficult to do that without being able to see what's going on. So if you're not there yet, don't worry. In fact, if you want to, jump onto the why does your coding screen jump in? I think it fills up to half the window that you're using for sorry, I think it fills up to half the window that you've got open for Minecraft. Kate, if you want it to stop raining, you can program it to stop raining, or you can go into your settings and set it so that the weather's always fine. So I'll show you how to turn off the rain. And yes, Sam, the ocelots do attack the chickens, which is pretty interesting, pretty traumatic for some people, I'm sure. I'll show you how to turn the rain off. So get this one back up here, go entire screen. Okay, so if you want to turn the rain off, that's a command we're putting in. So you're going to put a slash, weather, you can see here, and then clear. And that will stop the rain. Okay, so mine's not raining, so you didn't see anything happen. I'll put rain, and then it'll start raining. So this is a command that I'm giving directly to the game. So again, we're still coding, and we're actually using text-based coding here, and it gives you prompts. So the slash command, weather, and then clear. And if you are in survival mode, you can't do that. You can't control that. Chris, if you go back to, if you exit the tutorial, it should save where you're at in that tutorial for you to be sitting up the top. Okay. If you just exit straight out, it might say it's not saving. So make sure you try and exit the tutorial properly, and then your code will save for you when you log in. Okay, all right, guys, we'll keep moving. I appreciate your efforts and that you are hanging with it. Remember, it's the pit, and some of the things in the pit we can control. Some of them we need to work on a bit more, and we'll try and do that afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to just carry on with the end of the presentation, and then you have loads of time to play before our next session, and the next session is quite different to this anyway. Rachel, try just typing in, so pushing T once and then TP again and hit enter. And Karen, get the agent to come to you first so that you can see where it is, and that would be with a slash command to open it up with a command in it, and then, no, sorry, not a slash command. If you've programmed it to open with TP, you just open the chat with T and then TP. Then you should be able to see it moving. If you just exit the tutorial, you won't need to save. It'll be there for you the next time you open up the code builder as well, but only with the account that you're using, and possibly only, actually probably only on that computer too. Okay, so Vaughan, much like possums when they were introduced to New Zealand, you'll need to introduce another species to get rid of them, or drop some 1080 on them. What you do in the world cannot just be undone. Okay, so Vaughan's asked, how do we get rid of spawned animals? You have to get rid of them like you would in the real world. So you have to beat them up, or you have to get something that's going to eat them, basically. Okay, cool. All right, so jumping back into the presentation here, if you are playing and ignoring me, I totally understand, but we will just get through what I've got here for you. Some amazing resources, and what I didn't show you, and I will right now, is where within what you've downloaded you can find some brilliant tutorials that are my recommendation for what you do between now, well, from now to get to know how to do coding more. So my recommendations are to use the tutorials that are built in here. Sorry, wrong button, save and exit. And to find the ones, you want to come to View Library, and then there's two ways you can get to them. This is where I would start, and I have this on the slide for you. How to play. Start here. Oh, sorry, I'm lying to you. Additional tutorials. Code Builder tutorial. This is a great one, okay? So this is like the tutorial world, but it's taking you that next step with things you learned in that first tutorial world, adding in the code building with your agent. The other places are in lessons, computer science. This is gorgeous. So Hour of Code, you come in and you're instructed, this one here, AI for Good, on how to program your agent to recognize dry forest materials and get rid of them to stop forest fires. And you can see in here how NPCs are used to give information. Okay, so playing this won't just be playing it, but will actually be helping you learn how to use all of these tools too. Okay, so I'll come out of there for now, but I really recommend that one because it's got an endpoint too, so you'll know. Keep doing that. I'm finished. And you get a certificate whether you do anything or not. So that's nice if you need that sort of thing. Exit lesson. So those two places, highly recommend. The other one that's in here is this Coding Course 1, Coding Course 2. Now these come with a lot of resources that you can download, and you would need to go to the website to find those resources, but I've also linked them for you on the slide. And just a little side note on the slide, when you use a slideshow, so this is PowerPoint, to be able to click on the links in PowerPoint, it's the easiest thing to do is just to present it and click from there. So it's not like in Google Slides where you can click on it once to get it and then click again to go to it. So this is the lessons and resources that go with that one I just showed you. Really, really good, really, really thorough. Okay, so this here, and then you just download the classroom presentation, the educator guide, student workbook, and so on. This is a massive one, so a really good one to use if you want to do coding. Hour of Code tutorials, fantastic, and Make Code Home. So this is Make Code Home. You won't see your projects there because you can't actually save in here, but down the very bottom, and probably inside Code Builder too, are videos that show you how to do all of this stuff, including the tour of Make Code, how to farm. So this is like me showing you right now, more videos for you to go back and grab things, okay? The next slide on here is join our Facebook group. It's a lot of fun. You guys are making it really awesome and a real community. So if you haven't joined that yet, please go for it. I'm just going to take a quick look back through the comments here. If you can't access some things and you're using one of the accounts that I gave you, it could be that you're a student, that you're using a student account rather than a teacher account. And that would explain why some of you can't get into the library, Brian. I'm suspecting that is what it is. I will find you, if you email me, if you want to teach one, email me and I will dig you one out that's not a student one. The list I've been pulling them off didn't tell me if it was student or teacher. Cool, okay. So yes, the agents can protect you as well. Awesome. It's a teacher account. Okay, interesting. We might have to, again, have a look at that, sharing a screen. Okay, so once again, please, please, please do the feedback for me. It really, really helps. The Flipgrid question tonight is, what is one thing you've learned that might help another teacher? So what's one thing in there that you discovered while you were doing this that maybe other people didn't discover during this? And remembering that Minecraft is all about discovering and you figuring it out on your own and really authentic learning. if you have taken a screenshot or you did the camera to take a photo of what you did in here, and then get it from the portfolio, export it to your computer, and then you should be able to post that onto the Facebook page. Emily is riding a llama. That's pretty exciting. Try and get a photo of that one. All right. So here are the links, and I will pop them in the chat again now. Recap of classroom mode would be great. Yep, for sure. I can do that right now if you guys want to stay on. Actually, do you know what? At the start of this session, Marnie was with me and we went through that. So when you get the replay of this, there will be a recap of classroom mode on that recording for you. So also her and I talk a little bit of waffle, but we might be able to cut that part out. But that will be on the start of the video. So I won't go through that now. If you're still not sure, let me know and I'll do a quick recording and share it out to you. So let me check those links in here if you don't still have them. This first one that's coming through to you now is a survey. I would really appreciate it, guys, if you could do that Flipgrid and the survey as well, because I am reading all your comments and trying to bring them into what we're doing. Now, Monday's session is that AR/VR one. Even if you're thinking right now you probably you've got enough, you're full, I do recommend just coming and sitting through the next two sessions. You'll then have a better understanding of what else is possible. And Paul, like I said, is a guru in terms of the augmented and virtual reality stuff. So definitely worth having him in, coming along to that training with him. And then the 6th session is the New Zealand special, but of course everybody's welcome. We'll just be linking it to our curriculum and really taking a look at Ngā Motu. But the way that world has been built will give you some real inspiration for how you can build lessons within Minecraft too. Can I redo the second link? Sure. Did I get it wrong? Oh, sorry. Talking and typing. .fyi. There you go. Renee, when you get your licenses set up and your admin set those up for you and your students, the Microsoft licenses, then they will be put in as students and you'll be put in as a teacher. Sarah, that's awesome. You've got the agent moving. Great work. What was it? What was it that worked? Thanks, guys. That's a bit of a wrap. If you want to hang in and go through anything that hasn't worked for you and try and share your screen, just put that in the chat now. Maybe just write help in capitals, and then I can invite you to come in and we can talk and you can share your screen. Thanks, Shane. See you on Monday. Yeah, go and complete the tutorials. There's nothing better than those tutorials to show you what to do. James, the links for the webinars, let me grab that for you right now and I'll pop it in chat. Brian, okay, let me, Brian, I'm going to invite you to share your screen to jump in and join me kind of as a presenter. So it should give you a wee prompt. And when that happens, just click on accept or whatever it is that seems like the affirmative one. Thanks, Keith. Well done. Only did the make and didn't quite finish the right click side. Okay. Yes, go and play in the tutorials. You'll get absolutely addicted. Awesome, Kylie. Well done. Yeah, Monday was fast and it was a bit of a leap and a step. So good job. Yeah, Glenda, thank you. She's just sent me a private message just saying that with understanding the coding behind it, it makes it easy to make sense of it. And it does. It starts to show you. Good luck, Kate Brown. Cheers, Vaughan. Enjoy. Okay, now where have you gone to? Brian. So Brian, let's try that again. So I'm going to invite you in as a presenter, and I'm hoping that something's going to pop up on your screen for you. You'll just need to accept it so that we can chat. Ah, perfect. Okay, so if you turn your yeah, great.
Okay, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
You can turn your video on if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too.
Oh, where's the video? Down here. Hi, I'm on the floor.
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm well. So if I'll pull up the screen for you.
Perfect.
Oh, it's got to go onto the other. I'm using split screen. So sorry for covering your face. If I go into here and go view library, some things I can do. So as initially I would not be able to see this page here. I wouldn't be I couldn't see this at all. It would just not pop up.
I can't see what you're sharing because it's on a different device, eh?
Can you see it if it's on this page?
No, you'd need to be on the same device for the call and the program. That's all right. If you take a screenshot of it, if it's not working and you still can't figure it out, take a screenshot and just email me with the screenshot of the whole screen.
Okay, it's the same. I don't know if you saw, there's a little gray box that says, I'll just read it. I'll just say it out loud to you what it says. If I go in here, it's working now. Computer science, hour of code. It says, something went wrong. We're unable to connect to the library. This can happen if your computer is offline or if access to the library catalog is blocked. And
you've got one of our ones, don't you? Is that right?
Sorry?
Is that your account or is that one of my accounts?
That's my account. The account you sent that I use, which said Douglas on it, I tried that one and it did the same thing. Right. Admittedly, when I went closer to the wireless connection, it worked better. And I reset and started all over. If I go over to the couch, it didn't work as well, which is why I'm on the floor. Because I'm as far away as I can while connected to the television.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I think that's probably your problem. Do you have a phone that you can hotspot off?
Yes, I could. I've not done that before. It's an Android phone.
Yeah, that might be worth investigating. And you would just need to do that for your one device that you're doing Minecraft on and see if that makes a difference. That's kind of with this stuff, especially if it's saying there's no network connection, that does sound like it's weaker. And if it's worked when you've been closer, it's definitely worth doing that.
That seems to be what it is here. I'm surprised because I suppose if I'm doing other things in the end bedrooms, it's it doesn't, nothing, it's things delay or they flip out. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, give it a go and see how it goes. If not, screenshot that, flick it through to the New Zealand Microsoft or Minecraft address that we've given you, because I'm not sure about that one. We can help with some things, but that one I haven't seen before.
I looked at some websites, Microsoft website, and I didn't understand the instructions. So
they get quite technical.
Yeah, my IT guy couldn't make head nor tail of it. He hasn't been in touch.
No. Reach out to Microsoft if you can't get there. They should be. And Sam McNeil's amazing. So he's the dude you want to look out for. And he'll even jump on a call and just sort it with you or your IT guy pretty quickly.
Okay. Yep. I thank you for today. I think it was very valuable.
Awesome.
The coding stuff. Thank you.
Cool. Well, good luck. I hope it works for you. And I've just got Natalie joining me here now. So I'm going to boot you off presenting, Brian. Have a good evening. See ya. Hi, Natalie.
Hi,
feel free to put your camera on if you want to, but you don't have to.
That's okay. I'm trying. Yep. Getting there. Oh. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So is your Minecraft running on this one?
It's here. I've got it on this one. Can you see that?
Yep.
So, started to open it up again. So I could understand everything because I've done a bit of coding before, which is fine. But it was in the settings, and I did try a few times, and it was under game. It was actually when I was in the game.
Yeah, so your settings are different once you're in the game or when you're starting the game. So if you go in, you might see it again.
Okay, play. Well, it's in there. We're getting there.
Yeah, it's all good. I always read the tips on it too because there's often updates and things come in there.
Right.
Like that, pressing I will open a chalkboard and immersive reader. I hadn't seen that until.
Okay. So I'll just escape and then go settings. And when I scroll down here, I can see that Code Builder is off and you can't even switch it on.
Let me just have a little look at what my settings on for that one inside the game. The back one. Okay, no, so that's just always switched on. So that one is on. So if you go back, if you go to keyboard and mouse.
Yep.
And scroll right down. Let's just make sure that the command to open it is C.
Yeah, it is C because I tried that as well when you.
Okay, so pop back into the game. And then if you hit C, what happens? So did this happen before?
Yeah.
So this is good. This is opening Code Builder.
That's all it got stuck on that.
Okay.
So that's all I got too was that little man haunting me.
I got you now. That's the little man that was broken. I understand. Okay, because that's him loading. That's just the loading screen. So it's just trying to load.
Yeah.
What I would suggest, your connection looks like it's pretty good. So maybe even close down Minecraft and reopen it.
Okay.
It's just those sort of little things that might, because it's connected, it's just not loading.
Yeah, and I've had to, even though I downloaded Minecraft last week or the week before, I've had to download it every time for these tutorials, or every time I need to use it. So I think it's something on my end more than.
So where is it going to when you download it?
Well, it goes into my Launchpad, into the accessories or whatever it's called. So I have it in Launchpad, but it just keeps coming up with there's a problem and I have to reload it, and I keep clicking that. And I actually just think it is something that's an issue at my end. Now I think about it, if that's working properly either. So I think I have to get my tech onto it.
Maybe have a little play and see what's going on. I don't know where that destination is that it's being saved. It should still be there when you go to open it. Like I've had the same version on mine for ages, and it's a Mac as well. So
All right. Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
See you.
See you.
Kathy, I can see we're having the same problem. Yeah, I would persevere with that and try rebooting it. And if it's still not working, even try contacting Microsoft with that one too. Okay, if there's not any other question, guys, I might kill the live feed. Yes, I can post the survey link for sure. Just find it again. If I close that down. So survey link, the first one. And Flipgrid link, in case you need that too, is the second one. Okay, Natalie, Adrian, and Kathy, you two had said you may need to remove the program completely and start again. That's a great idea. So delete it and then re-download. Love it. I can love the delight in people making it rain chickens and turtles. That is awesome. Said links are disabled. Oh, because I didn't put the That's fascinating. Let me grab them for you from somewhere else. Okay, this is the link Wanda for the survey. It's the big long yuck one. I'll get the Facebook one because it seems like Rebrandly, which we put the links in with, has had a bit of an issue. Okay, and the Flipgrid one is there too. Yeah, Adrian, I know, that's really strange. It's the same links I've been using for all the sessions and they're not broken. It's just not working. Maybe Rebrandly's having a little moment. All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining us this evening, and thank you, Adrian, for being in the background and helping out. And I hope we'll see you all again on Monday and you have a really good end to your week and weekend. See you later.